Good morning, everybody, here on November 28, 2023. Welcome to Trading Within the Box. First of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, options, equities, futures, forex, or any options or anything else in the stock market. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice, and they will help you there execute trades. Okay, so first of all, we were going to go through the stocks that we've been following, okay? And now I want to show you something where we're at, okay? So how we inched up, remember when we were going over this? How we were inching up on the S&P 500, right now SPY, we're on the S&P 500. And remember when I said we were inching up into the supply area, okay? Now we're way up into the supply area. Okay, so now the trade from here to here is over, okay? Now, you got to get a pullback and then a retest to see what's going to happen. Are they going to do that where they give you one of these type of things and we go sideways and then we break to the downside, okay, on the S&P 500? So that's something that we're going to have to see. Now, as we stretch this chart here, we got to look, and we have an embedded stochastic right there. We have volume going down, okay? We have volume going down. So we're losing steam up into the supply area. Now, as you look at the supply area, look at the dojis. As you see the dojis right here, look at this right here. Doji, 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 doji. Now, today, let's see what kind of volume we get, okay? If we get like this kind of thing, there's no buyers up here right now, okay? The only thing that we could wait for is we get the sideways consolidation, which is what? Trading within the box right here. That's trading within the box. And then we go sideways for a little while. Or what could happen is we could hit the support area like this. Okay, what we'll do is we come down and we hit, let's say, the support area, and then we start heading back up. If we start heading back up and then we pass this area, we get an engulfing here and we close, then we'll go to 463.42. But let's see, right now, there's no interest in the supply area in the S&P 500. Look at the void in the volume, okay? So that's something that we have to wait. Now, we have a little bit of, let's look at the 2-hour chart. We have a little bit of buying here today, a little bit of buying. Let's see if we get up to 457.61. Let's go to 45-minute chart. And what do we see here? Okay, now what do we see on the volume? We see profit taking right in that area. Okay, see that? From here to here. Look at the profit taking. Now this is pre-market and aftermarket right here in this area. So what do we got this morning? On a 45-minute chart, we have an engulfing. So we could get a little bit of a teething up to this area here. Okay, but with light volume, let's see what they do. Okay, so we have to be very careful when we're up here because you can get smacked. Now, when you're going into the swing point here, let's go through the volume. The swing point on November 22nd was 59.447 million shares. Okay, let's see when we go into this. Now, it's going to probably try to test that top. Okay, what was the high? The high was 456.38. Right now we're at 455.23. Let's see what they do when they go into that spot right there. Okay, that's something we're gonna have to look at. Let's look at the bank basket, which is XLF. That's the spider. That's the ETF for the banks. Okay, and right, we're crawling up. Okay, we're crawling up into this sideways move here again. Okay, so when we were going over this at the beginning of November, we were down here. We were down into this sideways cluster, remember? We were talking about that. And then, boom, we got the gap up. We got the gap up right there with the nice volume. Now we got a little volume tapering off, okay? We got embedded stochastic up here, okay? Let's see what's going to happen here because where are we going? Always pull the chart back. Where are we going? Okay, we're in a supply area again here, right here, okay? We're in a supply. Okay, when we were in the supply area up here, we got volume. It's still pretty decent, but we have a little bit of dying volume. Now, you're teething up into this area, okay? So you got to be careful into this area of right now you're into the July 27th bar right in this spot right here, which is right there, okay? So you got to be very careful. Let's keep moving along here because we've got a lot to go over. We have the SMH, which is semiconductors for the NASDAQ ETF. And right now we're resting on support, okay? Right now we're resting. We're resting exactly on a support level, okay? So will they try to take another shot at it? Definitely. But right now, look at your volume. Look at your volume. Look at that volume. Void. There's voids of volume. Well, you did have the holiday weekend here, so you were going to get some light volume, okay? So now we're below the 20-day moving average, but we're at support, okay? We're at support on the 2-hour chart, okay? Let's look at the 45-minute chart and let's see. Now, don't think they're not going to take a run at it, okay? Look at this right here. Now, look at your support area right here. You had a capitulation candlestick when right at the same support area that you're at right now. And now you have a little bit of a pointing up stochastic. You have an engulfing here, but you're going to slam into resistance. Let's see if we get up, then back, and then we start heading back up to retest 164.36, okay, on the SMH. So that's something that we're going to have to, that's why we're looking at the stock market. We're trying to figure out, are they going to make another run? They usually will make another run into that candlestick, which was on November 20th, 2023 here, okay? So we're on a daily chart, okay? We're on IWM right now. Now we're on the small caps. Now on the small caps, I want you to look at this here. Okay, now this is a sideways consolidation trading within the box, right? Sideways consolidation. We always love the sideways consolidations. Why? Okay, these are the speculators, okay? Why do we love the sideways consolidations? Because as long as they go sideways, as long as they're going to break down or they're going to break up. Okay, so now we have the resistance area at 183.37, okay? We're up and we want to try to head towards that area. Right now we're at 178.80, okay? Right now we have a little bit of a spread on the bid and the ask, okay? So it looks like, you know, not much going on at that moment. But what do we have right here? We have a little bit of buying right. We have a little tweezer right there. Capitulation candlestick right there. That little hammer. And then we have one right here. Now let's see if the end of the day comes up and we buy. And we get one of these. We have two tweezers in a row. Okay. That means we're going to head up to the 183.37. Or we're at least going to test the top of the candlestick from November 15th at that high at 181.76, okay? So let's go to the 2-hour chart on the IWM. Now, the 2-hour chart on the IWM, what are we looking at? Okay? So we're waiting for, this one was at 8, that was 10. So we're waiting for another 32 minutes for this candlestick to close. So if we get an engulfing here, we'll have a nice engulfing, and then we'll start heading up to the 180.40 range for the day trade, okay? So that's something. Let's look at the 45-minute chart because we want to know what the speculators are going to do. Are they going to make another run at this market? And I think, yeah. Because why? Because look at the volume. Look at the volume, okay? And we have an engulfing right off support, okay? So let's see. Go to a small time frame. And we want to see if we're getting the higher lows, okay? And then what are we doing here? We get up and above the resistance area on the pre-market, okay? And that becomes support. So now we just have to take out this candlestick from 11 a.m., okay? And we're on a 5-minute chart here. So we break above and we hold at 179.04, then we'll be at the one. Then we'll head towards 179.47. Okay, let's keep moving. That's why I'm talking fast because we got to keep moving here on. But you get the spindles. I just want to show you something. You get the 2 spindles in a row. That's a buy signal right there. Boom, boom. 2 in a row. 2 in a row is beautiful. Okay, I'm just letting you know that if that holds for the end of the day. So watch at the end of the day, right before 4 o'clock. If that holds and we get this little buying area right in here, we get one of these. You get 2 in a row. It's a massive buy signal. Okay. Anything can happen at any time. You get a little bad news and something can happen. But if we get that at the end of the day, we will be trying to test this November 15th high. Okay. And then we should head up to 183.37. Let's go over to the all-world Microsoft. And Microsoft, if you've been in this for a while, you're doing wonderful because you're at 382.53 today. Now, Microsoft, when we were going over this at the beginning of November, we were in this resistance area, but we held up above on November 6th. We closed above the resistance area with good volume. So what did that mean? Remember what my channel is all about. trading within the box right there at support at the 352.74 range, whatever. That's a range, okay? And then the resistance area was 366.83. After that, we got the engulfing, and it closed higher. We held the support, and then look at this. Look what we ended up getting. Okay, let's stretch this thing out. Let's stretch this thing out. Look what we got right here. Right here, what do we get? Capitulation. We got 2 and 3. You get 3 of those within 4 days. Look at the boom. You know they are not selling. Okay, they're actually going to tell you, they'll tell you right to your face, they are not selling this. Buying off support, buying off support, buying off support. Okay, then we come back. Okay, we come into this area. We got the engulfing, and now we're up. Now watch this. Okay, on Microsoft. Okay, just want to show you something quick here. Remember, this channel is about education of trading. Okay, now you're heading up to the 387.45 range. Okay, but look at your volume. Okay, as you're heading up into there. Okay, so you know you got the little step pattern, and then boom, the pop. Okay, so that's the story with Microsoft with the buying. Okay, Apple. Let's go over to Apple. So now Apple gets up and above. Now this reminds you of Microsoft a little bit. Not exactly the same pattern, but what does it remind you of? Okay, you get up and above. You hold over the resistance area. Okay, you had a resistance area at 189.60. You hold over it. You come back, and now you hold. And now, if you're getting engulfing today, you're off to the races again. But you got to get past this area right here from the November 22nd bar, okay, which had 39.63 million shares. Let's see, we're at 12.65 million shares right now, and it's 11:32 a.m. today, okay, on November 28th here, okay. So let's see what happens. We make a run, we get an engulfing. Now let's look under the hood and see if that's what we're going to get today. So far, so good. What do we have? We have a sideways consolidation in the pre-market right there. The aftermarket and the pre-market. Okay, what do we have now? We're heading towards 10 o'clock. This is on a 2-hour chart. We get an engulfing, okay? We get an engulfing, and we hold right there. We're going to be heading towards the 192.18 range. Right now it's 190.87-ish. It's going to keep moving a little bit. Okay, 45-minute chart. What do we have? We have some nice buying here, okay? Obviously, you're going to see the volume taper off as you go into the middle of the day here, okay? But what do you have? A beautiful engulfing. You come back to support on the 9-day and the 20-day, and what do you get? You get the capitulation buy signal. Bam, right there. You get and you hold over the resistance area. Now the resistance right there becomes the new support area, okay? As you're trading this, let me just show you something here, okay? Let's say you get into this trade around here somewhere, okay? Now, you come back to support, and you close, and now you're starting to head off to the races, okay? Put your stop. Just keep moving your stop right up to this area right here, okay? Right in this spot. Let's say you got in here. Well, let's say you were down here somewhere. Okay, now let's say this closes higher, and then we go to the next candlestick, okay? Then just put your stop right underneath the low right there, okay? Just put your trailing stop, and then put your limit order to sell right up here, okay? Right where the resistance is. So if you're not looking at it, and boom, you hit it, okay? You got your profit, okay? If you're not looking and it starts to dump, you're protected, okay? You're protected, okay? So that's what you want to do when you're managing this trade, okay? Now let's go over to look at that beautiful engulfing there, okay, on the daily. Okay, that's going to be a nice run to run up to the November 22nd bar, okay? Now let's go over, let's see what kind of time we got. Okay, we got about 10 to 12 minutes left. Let's go to Amazon. Now look at Amazon. Now I want to show you what's going on with Amazon, okay? So you get up and above, okay? You get up and above. You want to see this capitulation candlestick. You had some dojis now in this area, okay? Indecision, because you're up where? You're up in a resistance area right there, okay? Now, want to see this kind of fill in with green right here, okay? Let's say this fills in with green right here, and we get one of these, and we hold like that with the capitulation candlestick right there. What's going to happen? Then we're going to start heading up, okay? Because we closed higher, and we had a little bit of a breakout. We don't have great volume. We don't have great volume, but we know how these things work, okay? So now we're getting the buying volume, right? We got the stochastic on the bottom, and then we get, right now we're at 1135. So let's see if we get a little more buying here, and then we're gonna make a run right back to the 149.15. And then if it breaks above and holds, we'll be heading towards 151.57. Okay? So that's how things are going to go at Amazon. Okay? Obviously, nobody's got a crystal ball. We're just following money here. Okay? Nothing's ever exact. Okay? That's why trailing stops are really important. So, like as you're going up in a trailing stop, let's say you had bought at support. Okay? Let's get some different color ink here. Let's say you bought at support. Okay? Now you jump up. So let's say you're in this area. Now you got overhead resistance right here, okay? Now you're into this candlestick, put your stop right around here, okay? You get to here, you put your stop right around here. You get to this level, okay? Let's say you're up in this area, you're going to put your stop right, you're going to just keep moving that stop up, okay, as you keep moving up, okay, to protect yourself. Especially if you're at work and you're not looking and you got to protect yourself, okay? It's like a little bit of an insurance move, okay? Tesla, let's go over Tesla now. If you look at Tesla, okay, Tesla now, again, popping up. We're in a little bit of a sideways consolidation here now. So remember, when you're in a sideways consolidation, they're going to take a shot at the support level, and they're going to take a profit. Now, if you break up, you're going to head to 248.50. Right now, you're at 241.76, and it keeps moving, okay? So Tesla we're going to be watching. HD, which is Home Depot. Let's go over to Home Depot. Now, Home Depot is something, remember, we've been watching, and I've been telling you about it. I've been telling you about it since the beginning of November. Remember the earnings when we went over that video, okay? What happened? We came up and we held, okay? We came up and we held over resistance, okay? And I said we could head up to that 316.66 range, and that's exactly what we're doing now. This was so powerful and strong, it didn't even go to the 20-day moving average. It held on the 9-day. It held on the 9-day right there, okay? And then look at this, okay? So that's something that you're going to be being careful if you're in it and you got it at the 301 or 2 range. Just set your limit order right there to sell it, right at the resistance area, okay? Right there, okay? So that's something that if you're in that, you're going to want to protect yourself with taking profits. Same thing here with Goldman Sachs, trading within the box. Okay, that's what the channel is all about, trading within the box, because you just want to take a piece of cheese. Just keep. You're not going to. Somebody says, "Oh, you're not going to stay in. I'm not going to." No, just take the cheese at the resistance. That's what you want to do. Support, buy, resistance, sell. That's what trading within the box is all about. Okay. Now, in Goldman Sachs, you're where? You're in a sideways consolidation up in the supply area, okay? And somebody says, well, how the hell do you know it's a supply area? Right here. Look at this candlestick. Bam! Right there. What is that? What date was that on? That was on September 20th, okay? With a massive downdraft after that, okay? That was the iceberg seller right there, okay? And you're smack right into it, okay? And you're smack into it with what? Smack into it with way lighter volume. Now, when you went into it strong. So let's see if this is going to bust up at one point or this is going to bust down. Let's see if they're going to bust. Now, if they bust this up, first they got to test this area right here at this high from September 15th candlestick, and that was at 346.19. That's where it will go. Right now, 337.36. Okay, so that's something that you're going to have to keep watching. Now let's go over to Caterpillar. Let's go over to Caterpillar. And now Caterpillar, look at Caterpillar here on the daily chart. Now, when you see these, okay, now this could be an M formation too. This could be this type of thing, because look at your volume. You got no volume right now, but you could get no volume, and then boom, we start busting up again. And that's what it looks like it's going to do. Okay, remember, because November is a strong market time. Now, this, I always love this. This is a signal. This is like somebody hitting you overhead with a bat and telling you, look at a buy signal right there. It's right there. It's right in front of your face. When you see those, okay, those are strong buy, even though you got no volume right here. Okay, those are strong signals. Not exactly every time, but it's a huge buy signal. Huge buy signal right there, okay? Now, let's look at the 2-hour chart here, okay? Let's go over to Caterpillar. Go over to Caterpillar, and we got 20 minutes to 10, and we're getting a sideways consolidation with an engulfing here, okay? Okay, let's see if this holds with the engulfing. Let's look at it on the 45-minute chart, okay? And we want to get up and above here, okay? We want to get up and above the November 24th bar here, and that was, the high was 248.89. Right now, 248.72. So we want to get up and above. Once we get up and above that, okay, and we have nice volume going into the bar from November 22nd, we get up and above, we could head to 252.90, okay, on Caterpillar. So that's something that we have to keep watching. Okay, now what's happening here is we're getting a capitulation right off the support area, which is the 9-day and the 20-day. So we could get some surging buying here and fill this gap area, and then come up to the November 17th high on the daily chart, and that was at 254.26. Okay, so right now, let's see, we got a little more time here to go. Let's look at Duke Energy. And Duke Energy was another one that I had said. Now, Duke Energy, here it is. Here it is. Do you want them to actually send you a letter and tell you that they're buying on November 20th and the 21st, saying, hey, you know what? Whatever your name is, whoever you are in this stock, look what we're doing, by the way. We are not selling. We're buying this thing. If somebody said to you, when you get the 2 capitulation candlesticks in a row on a daily chart, doesn't matter what color they are, boom, right there, you're buying, okay? You're buying because you got the buy signal right there. Okay, that's a massive buy signal. A lot of times you'll see it show up here first, then you see it show up here, and you got 1, that's what I would say, and then 2, and then you had 3 right there, okay? You had 3 capitulation candlesticks. Boom, now we're slamming into resistance. Now, on Duke Energy, the downdraft from November 3rd, with the volume coming down, 4.023 million shares, okay? Now, when we're going into that with 2.43 million shares, okay? We're going into with lighter volume here. So the profit taking is going to be taken here, okay? I'm just letting you know that, okay? So now, Procter & Gamble. Let's go over to Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble has an engulfing on the daily chart, okay? So it could be heading to 153.79, okay? We got light volume, though, okay? Let's see what they're doing now. Here they come in. Now we're at resistance on a 2-hour chart, okay? Now let's look at the 45-minute chart. The 45-minute chart, we're in resistance, so we want to see if we can get a little bit of a pullback. We want to see if we get a little bit of a pullback, and then boom, and we start heading back up, okay? Now, Procter & Gamble, let's go back over to the daily chart here, and let's see where we're at. And we're getting this nice engulfing, but we are heading into where? Boom, right into resistance right there, okay? So we're heading right into resistance. We got selling pressure right here from November 17th we're going into. And we're going into that bar with lighter volume, okay? So you got to be very careful there, okay? Costco, let's go over to Costco. Now, Costco, we're going into the November 15th candlestick right into the resistance area with lighter volume again here. So this is something you got to be very careful when you go into these areas with lighter volume, okay? If you were bought down here or you bought down here, profit taking, okay? That's what should be happening. Okay, let's go over to GDX. I'm not telling you when to sell or when to buy. I'm just showing you patterns of what's happening, okay? And we're following the money. Now, on GDX, here we go. Now, this is no surprise, okay? What I tell you, that gold was going to make a move, okay? What did I tell you? Look what would happen, okay? Now, yesterday we went into the resistance area on gold, okay? What happened? We just got the breakout. Now we got the breakout. If we hold, we're going to keep running, okay? Gold moves fast and furious, okay? Now, if you look at it, okay, we're heading into this area right here. So we do have, where I drew that little pink box right there, we do have pressure right here, okay? We have pressure right in this 3147 range. Right now it's 3091, okay? So look at this. Now I want to show you something here. Let's go over the weekly chart, okay? Now look at the weekly chart, okay? What is it showing you? Look at this. This, and this. Boom, okay? That is, right there, a bullish head and shoulders pattern, okay? So we're probably going to head up to the week at one point, not right now, July 17th high, okay? Which was at 32.92, okay? So let's go over so look at the beauty on the gold stocks. Now look at the dollar, okay? They're bringing back dollar, and I said that weeks and weeks ago. I told you they're going to bring back this dollar. Okay, dollar is heading down and gold is heading up, and this is no surprise for a trader. It's a trader's paradise. They were long the dollar at that point. We had the breakdown with the sideways, and then boom down. Okay, so let's look at silver. Now we got to get going here. We only have a few more minutes. Silver's in a supply area. Okay, smack into the supply area. You're far away from the move average, so you want to try to see if we can get a little pullback and then try to test this area right here. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, we're in a range trading within the box. Look at silver, how we're trading within the box, right? Boom. Okay, look at that. And that started from July 19th. Okay, so now let's go over to, we're almost done here. Dominion Energy. Okay, remember we were going over that. We had the surge of buying. We had that massive surge of buying, okay? And then we came up into this downdraft right here, okay? Came up into that downdraft. So that's something that you're going to want to watch, because where are you now, okay? Right into the supply area. And when you got the sideways consolidation and you have dying volume, okay? So that's something that you're going to have to keep watching. See if they start buying, and then we go to 48.89. Right now, 47.19 on Dominion Energy. NVIDIA, last one. Now on NVIDIA, what happened? Now this is not a surprise on NVIDIA. On NVIDIA, you came up into the supply area, okay, right there, bang, right into the supply area. Now you're at support with a capitulation candlestick here. Okay, let's look to see if we have any retest W's here. Okay, we're getting it right now. So now if we had the capitulation candlestick, our stochastic's all on the bottom. What are we doing now? We had the W down here, right there, okay? Now we're getting another W right here with what? This pulls all the way back and you have a higher low. Let's see if we're going to make another run to 509, let's say, or 508, 500. Let's see, where are we? Let's say in the 503 range, okay? We're at 480.70 right now on NVIDIA, okay? So now this is something that you're going to watch closely, okay? This is something because we got the retest W and we got a capitulation candlestick here, okay? Now we have a super high volume stick here, okay? Now, what does that always mean, okay? It means it's going to go after it again, okay? It's like a magnet, okay? Even if it inches up with lighter volume, it's going to try to go after it, okay? Now, anything can happen at any time in any market, but we're following the money. What we'll do is we'll break it down on the small time frame. Right now, it's not ready. We're below the moving average on the 2-hour chart, but it seems like it's holding, okay? So now it seems like it's holding right there, okay? You see it right there, boom, okay? Now, that's something that you're going to have to keep following. Let's follow it on a 45-minute chart. And let's see, right now, okay, we've been in these situations before. Okay, now what are we going to be waiting for on NVIDIA? We got the sideways consolidation, okay? Now, on a 45-minute chart, we have two little buy signals there. Remember with the little spindle, the tweezers right there that I call them, okay? Right there. We have it right there, and it's heading up. Okay, so let's see if it breaks this area and we start to get that little breakout, and then we could head up to this spot right here first, and that would be 491.98 and then 496.53. So let's look at it really quick on a 15-minute chart, okay? Now, 15-minute chart, check this out, okay? Let's go over to the line chart. We have a beautiful W on the 15-minute chart, okay? So the buyers that are coming in and trying to get ahead of it, if we get this, we hold, and then boom, we got the engulfing, you know we're heading up, okay? The volume is nice on the 15-minute chart, okay? See it? The volume is nice. Now, if we hold right here, and then we get the engulfing right here, boom, we're off to the races, okay? Because we do have nice volume here, okay, on NVIDIA. So that's what NVIDIA, that's why you got to break it down. Let's go to this 30-minute chart, and we want to break it down in the small time frames to see what's actually happening, okay? Remember, this is another power stock, okay? So that's something that we're going to be following on NVIDIA. I just want to thank everybody for coming. Please like, subscribe, share my channel if you like the content here. Have a wonderful day, and I hope this helps everybody, and we'll be back within a day or two.